ominous cinephile.
Welcome to my movie and TV series reviews, where I will provide honest opinions of the latest releases. If the movie or TV series is a hit or a miss, be sure to know I will inform you. But if the movie or series is trash, be also sure to know that I will trash the hell out of the movie. I am Dominus Cinephile.
And the movie on the review table today is the Nollywood film Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti is a 2022 biopic about the life and times of Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti, a renowned Nigerian activist and mother of legendary Afrobeat superstar Fela Aníkúlápó Kútì. The movie is written by Tunde Babalola and directed by Bolanle Austen-Peters, who also serves as the producer. The cast includes notable Nollywood actors such as Silva, Kehinde Bankole, Ibrahim Suleiman, Jide Kosoko, Adebayo Salami, Keppy Ekpenyong, Adunni Ade, Omowumi Dada, Iyimide Ayo-Olumoko, and Iremide Adeoye. The film was screened at the 12th edition of the Africa International Film Festival, AFRIF, where it won the awards for Best Overall Feature Film and Best Screenplay. Originally titled Funmilayo, Lioness of Lisabi, the movie's title was later changed to its current title in 2021. The film had a limited release in 2023, screening for 7 days at the Silverbird Galleria from September 8th to 15th. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti's grandchildren made appearances in the film, with Dotun Ransome-Kuti playing the role of his father, Olikoye Ransome-Kuti, and Kunle Ransome-Kuti also portraying his father. The film traces Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti's journey from her youth as the first female student at Abeokuta Grammar School, through her meeting and marriage to Israel Ransome-Kuti, her career as an educator, and the founding of the Abeokuta Women's Union, originally known as the Abeokuta Ladies Club. This organization played a pivotal role in the revolt against colonial rule and patriarchy. The movie was officially re-released in Nigerian theaters on May 17, 2024. In its first week, it grossed 32 million naira, making it the biggest opening for a biopic in Nollywood, according to Film One Entertainment. By the second week, the movie earned an additional 71 million naira at the Nigerian box office. In its third week, it went on to gross 108 million naira, becoming the highest-grossing biopic in West Africa, according to Film One Entertainment. By the end of its run in cinemas, the movie had grossed a total of 131 million naira at the Nigerian box office, as reported by Film One Entertainment. Intriguing, right? Let's dive into this review to see if Film One Entertainment's box office numbers accurately reflect the quality of the movie. Before I begin this review, let's establish the core meaning of a biopic and differentiate it from a documentary, since this movie is a biopic about the life and times of a legendary and iconic Nigerian hero. According to the filmmakers, this movie centers around the life of Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti, which qualifies it as a biopic. Biopics, short for biographical pictures, dramatize the lives of real individuals, often historical or renowned figures. These films capture the essence of a person's life journey, including their struggles, triumphs, and contributions. Typically, biopics follow a narrative structure, highlighting significant events and milestones. The primary aim is to offer an engaging and emotional portrayal of a person's life story, often with artistic interpretations to captivate viewers. Documentaries, in contrast, are non-fictional depictions of real-life events, people, or social issues. Their purpose is to inform, educate, and raise awareness by capturing and representing reality through interviews, archival footage, on-location filming, and expert analysis. Unlike biopics, documentaries strive for objectivity and present information as accurately as possible, though they may still reflect the filmmaker's perspective or bias. While watching this movie, I found myself torn between calling it a biopic, as the filmmakers have labeled it, or simply referring to it as a documentary. To be honest, this is the shortest biopic I have ever seen, focusing on just one aspect of the character's life. The runtime for this so-called biopic is only an hour and 30 minutes. Events in the movie unfold at lightning speed, making it seem as if the director was in a rush to finish the film. The 2011 Hollywood biopic The Iron Lady, starring Meryl Streep, had a relatively short runtime of an hour and 45 minutes, yet it provided a more detailed account of Margaret Thatcher's life. In comparison, Lincoln, the 2012 biopic starring Daniel Day-Lewis, ran for 2 hours and 30 minutes, while the 2022 biopic Elvis, starring Austin Butler, had a runtime of 2 hours and 39 minutes. What sets these movies apart from Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti is their detailed approach. The directors captured not just one aspect of their subjects' lives and works, but also other major and key aspects, providing a more comprehensive view of their characters and a runtime that is not an hour 30 minutes. This film feels more like a documentary than a biopic. If you're familiar with Hollywood biopics, you'll notice that this movie lacks the essential elements that define a true biopic. Simply put, it's a documentary without the narration by Femi Sowe-Olu. The movie had its highs and lows, with some aspects working well. The blend of Yoruba and English languages added to the movie's overall essence, although I found the English dialogue weak and uninspiring at times. The props and costumes were exceptionally accurate, effectively capturing the time and era. While some actors delivered strong performances, the majority seemed lackluster, contributing little impact to the film. The opening scenes of the movie had some merit. The cinematography breathed life into the settings and compensated for the weak acting from most of the actors in those early scenes. The typical monotone dialogue that often plagues Nollywood was present, but the director managed to weave a bit of magic to make these scenes engaging. As the movie progressed into Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti's later years, many questions swirled in my mind. Initially, the film vividly portrays the pivotal events of 1977 when 1,000 military soldiers raided her family property in Lagos, transformed by her son Fela into the Calcutta Republic Commune. During the assault, soldiers brutally beat and dragged Funmilayo by her hair, ultimately throwing her out of a second-story window. She succumbed to complications from her injuries the following year. This pivotal moment and tragic event in her life should not have been the movie's starting point. The director mishandled it. After that scene, the movie became somewhat tedious in terms of depicting other significant moments in her life. What the audience was presented with thereafter was a fast-paced narrative focusing solely on one aspect of her life, the revolt and riot she initiated in Abeokuta. A more detailed storyline, beginning with her early life and leading up to the events of 1977, would have been more compelling. As I mentioned earlier, the actors' performances were inconsistent, with only a few delivering strong performances. Joker Silva, portraying the older version of Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti, despite having a limited role in the movie, delivered a commanding performance. Her narration of her character's life story was captivating due to the strong emotion in her voice. In fact, she was the main reason I was interested in watching this movie. The disappointment stemmed from the limited screen time she had in the film. The movie primarily focuses on Kehinde Bankole's portrayal of a younger Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti. Her performance was adequate and commendable, but it lacked the depth and wow factor that would make you overlook her catwalks and polished English. While she was believable in some scenes, in others, she seemed to be portraying herself or a character she had played before. One crucial aspect of portraying a character in a biopic is to emulate their speech patterns and mannerisms, which she occasionally missed. Although I can't claim to know exactly how the legendary Funmilayo sounded, my attempts to find recordings of her speeches or videos were unsuccessful. Nevertheless, Kehinde Bankole's performance can be given a pass in this regard. Watching this movie gave me the impression that I was viewing one of those Yoruba Nollywood films featuring Jide Kosoko and Adebayo Salami, with one of them playing the role of the king in the movie. In this instance, Adebayo Salami portrayed the king, while Jide Kosoko appeared as one of the elders. The director could have thrown in Odunlade Adekola and Lateef Adedimeji to complete the ensemble. Kindly ignore my sarcasm. Both Adebayo Salami and Jide Kosoko's performances were somewhat inconsistent. It was apparent that the inclusion of many actors in this movie was primarily to draw their fans, rather than based solely on their acting prowess. Actors like Adunni Ade delivered weak performances despite their limited screen time. Many other actors appeared lackluster and irritating in their roles, serving more as accessories than contributing meaningfully to the movie. The movie had some significant misses and timeline plot holes that should have been avoided. In one scene, Kehinde Bankole's character, Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti, walks into an office to confront Mr. Dundee, the British official overseeing Abeokuta, about the heavy taxes imposed on the market women by the king and British colonial leaders. After a heated argument, as she exits the office, she sarcastically insults him by calling him Dundee United. Dundee United is a Nigerian insult and slang term meaning an idiot or a fool. This slang became popular in 1972 when Dundee United, a Scottish football club, toured Nigeria and performed poorly. They lost 2-0 to Enugu Rangers on June 3rd, drew 1-1 with Mighty Jets on June 7th, and were soundly defeated 4-1 by stationery stores. Nigerian football fans began using Dundee United as an insult due to the club's poor performance during the tour. The use of this term in the movie is anachronistic and inaccurate, as it wasn't relevant during the time period depicted. Now, bear in mind that the movie's timeline spans from 1900 to 1955. The slang or insult Dundee United was not in use during this period in Nigeria. Additionally, the Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti-led protest in Abeokuta occurred in 1946. The writer and director of this movie clearly did not conduct thorough research. Having Kehinde Bankole's character use the insult Dundee United in a scene set in 1946 reflects lazy writing and a lack of attention to historical accuracy. Another significant error in the film pertains to the events of 1977. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti was thrown from the window of a 2-story building, not from a balcony, as inaccurately depicted. These inaccuracies undermine the film's credibility and the integrity of its portrayal of historical events. There are numerous issues and missed opportunities in this biopic, but I'll keep this review brief. The director's storytelling approach felt more like a documentary than a true biopic. In fact, it should be classified as a documentary rather than a biopic. In summary, Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti should not be labeled a biopic, but rather a documentary about the 1946 revolt and protest in Abeokuta, led by Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti. The film had the potential to be great, but the director and writer made a significant mess of it, with inaccuracies and timeline plot holes. Despite the cinematography's strengths, the dialogue and several performances fell short. It's evident that little to no detailed research went into crafting this movie. A more accurate and well-researched retelling of this story as a true biopic is needed. And now for my rating. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti scores an average rating of 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon for notifications. Also, be sure to follow me on TikTok, WhatsApp channel, and Instagram at Domino Cinephile for more movie and TV series reviews. Domino Cinephile. Signing out.